much you getting on the Xbox?
100.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Emceemur here, and welcome back to another fantabulous episode of Flea Market Flippin'. Before we get started, I want you to go ahead and drop a like on this video. And if you haven't already done so, I'm going to need you to subscribe to the Emceemur Show. Be a part of what we got going on here. So we're walking right up on an Xbox One here, right? Which, I mean, that's great. And $100, it wouldn't be the first one I've bought for that price. But my spidey sense is tingling, if you will. Something's off here. There is a copy of Black Ops Cold War on top of it, and that helps a little.
Oh, the game's in it.
My senses are tingling because this is an old 500 gig, which, you know, they were great consoles, but they're showing their age at this point. I know mine is. And yeah, it's just a lot of money to dump off on this thing right now. Looking at the controller, it's a bit beat up. The battery door is busted off of it. There's tape all over it. It suggests that the best of care may not have been taken with this thing. Yikes, and now we gotta gamble on whether or not the game is actually in there. And it probably is. I mean, I believe her, but it's still, we have no way to plug it up and check, right? The value of Cold War being our only safety net there, and this pretty much being what we're going to pay for it, because I doubt we're going to be able to shave too much off of that price. And again, the controller, that's just a big red flag, and if there's anything wrong with that, that's going to completely destroy the valuation. I actually decided to pass on this one. There's a small stack of PS3 games here. Nothing too amazing, but what's cool is they're in really good condition, right? I mean, they're almost brand new looking. If any of these are cheap, I may pick a couple of them up.
How much y'all asking on these?
Let's see. I'll take $3 a piece.
Yeah.
$3 a piece isn't awful, especially given their condition, but most of these are $5 to $10 games, and you know, with shipping costs what they are today, that just doesn't give us a lot of room to work. There's a WWE 2K16 here, and the later model 2K games on Gen 7 tend to sell really well, especially the wrestling games.
I'll give you 3 for this one.
Okay, that works. You want a bag?
No, I'll throw it in my pack here.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
This is such a clean copy of this game. We're definitely going to get top dollar for it. In hindsight, I should have tried to grab the NBA 2K17 that was sitting there as well. It sells on the high side for around 12 to 13, but I've seen it lower than 10 as well. So, just not as attractive to me as the wrestling title, but definitely had to grab that wrestling game. Do not sleep on the late model 2K games on Gen 7 consoles.
The 2K WWE games, in my opinion, have long suffered from overcomplication of the old THQ fighting engine that gave us some of the most beloved wrestling games of all time. But they do have superb graphics, which keep me intrigued, despite being kept at bay by the playability, or lack thereof. Regardless of any of that though, anything 2K16 or newer for Gen 7 consoles is usually a cheap get secondhand and commands higher values due to the lack of copies put out. I have $3 in this copy of WWE 2K16 and I'm going to price it at $16.
I can get like a bad dream.
This table here has a lot of Gen 6 and Gen 7 stuff mixed, boxed, and at a glance it's mostly cheesy, but I still feel compelled to dig through this. I found a game that really interests me, Cruis'N on the Wii, right? In the Cruis'N USA bloodline. I'm a huge Cruis'N fan going all the way back. Played in the arcades, played a ton at home on the N64. We just got a new Cruis'N game out on the Switch. Most of you have probably taken a crack at that already, but yeah, here it is on the Wii. And I didn't get to play Cruis'N on the Wii. I am very intrigued.
No, le digo.
That's not bad. I will think about that. This one's a little scratchy, but how much would you do on this one?
$3? What do you think? It's worth it. No, it's worth a city. Like, you're coming back and take another one.
Would you take 2 for it?
Three.
Three?
Because
All right, I'll do 3.
I give you guarantee. Would
Yeah.
take another one. If
Sure.
You know.
$3 honestly isn't awful on this, you know, even without the manual. I'll have to buff it up a little bit, but the box is in good shape and I really want to play this game. I'm grabbing it. So the rest of the box stuff really isn't worth it for $3 and $4. Most of it's just cheese, but on the other side of the table, he's got a spindle of loose discs, and you know, I love going through these things. You never know what you're going to find. That loose, rare JRPG, a Wii Sports Resort, you just don't know. You got to look through them. There's a couple of decent games here, but most of them are pretty common, and a lot of them are damaged. That's not a good combination. There's a copy of Doom BFG here and a Wrestlemania 21. Both decent games. If I could get these for cheap since they're disc only, I'm going to do it.
Would you take $1 for 2 of them? Okay. I'll take a shot on them. They're a little scratchy, but no harm done. Yeah.
50 cents a piece, done deal. That's more than fair for disc-only copies. These are fairly cool games. You know, I'm picking them up. I'm glad we didn't miss this stack.
Cruis'N on Wii? It's definitely up to Cruis'N standards and actually looks pretty dadgum great for a Wii game. But you can't use a nunchuck, it's racing wheel only, which makes already touchy Cruis'N controls that much more touchy. Despite that, this game's appearance, car customization, and even its lineage alone make it a title worth owning. Could you imagine a Cruis'N game on Wii U with pro controller options and online multiplayer? The potential here is off the charts. I've got $3 in this copy of Cruis'N for the Wii, and it's easily worth 20 bucks. Why were the Doom games from the 64 era forward so dang dark? Why even look at it? Make it a text-based adventure game, why don't you? You can't see anything. When the first Doom came out, I played it on an IBM 286 and was blown away by the visuals. So vibrant. But the later Doom games need component cables and upscaling and whatever else you want to throw at them, you know, so that you can stomach the graphics. I don't know, I just can't do it. Wrestlemania 21 is solid. Still in the days where THQ could do no wrong. The tried and true formula, enjoyable career modes and great rosters to explore. It's a shame how gameplay as solid as this devolved over the years by way of unnecessary changes, and how eventually we ended up not being able to so much as pin a wrestler without some bulldunk minigame controls. I don't know, but we got 50 cents each on these discs, and they'll sell for as much as $8 a piece.
Oh my goodness. Now, this lady here has so many games, and they're all overpriced. They all sit here. They get wet with the morning dew. They fade with the sunlight, the relentless sun. She never sells anything because it's all overpriced, and she will not deal. And you know, she's here every week. It's like, why do you pay for a table if you're not going to sell anything? It just blows my mind. I've never seen her sell anything. Nobody else is buying anything. No one's making any deals. I made up my mind today that I am bundling something off of this table.
Yeah, I hear you. Got the morning dew on it. Got the dew on it.
There's even a Switch game here, which you know she couldn't have had this long. You rarely ever see Switch games laying around the market. It's a copy of Rocket League, the physical collector's edition. It's in great shape. It's got a kind of a holographic print that comes with it. I'd like this to be the core of the bundle, if we're actually able to make one.
How much you have to have on that one?
15.
15? And how about this one here?
Did you get it here? $10 for that.
Okay.
Ugh. $10 on Wii games. That's what I'm talking about, man. There's no way. But $15 on Rocket League, that might work. We got a bundle.
And you got another bag of them in there. Can I see what you got in there?
Sure.
I won't make a mess. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything.
Clean it up.
Okay, deal. You got some more stuff down here too? Or?
Everywhere.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Again, especially when no one ever buys anything. What are you doing? I mean, every week you're hauling this stuff back and forth. Price it to move. I'll buy it all, but I mean, you're going to have to make me a heck of a deal. There's a Spyro Eternal Night here for PlayStation 2, and it's complete, right? Again, all these games are individually priced, so we've got to get games that sell for a substantial amount and that sell quickly, and Spyro games always do. This may be a potential one to add into our bundle. Skate 3 will still be a $20 game in the end of days. I don't know how it does it, honestly. It's not rare, but it stays consistently a great seller. And you know, this is a greatest hits copy of the game, right? I mean, it's not rare, but it's a super clean copy of the game. She couldn't have had this long. I think we got another one to bundle in now.
Two. How much on this one?
You can have it for $7.
7.
So I've dug through boxes, bags, the hatch of her SUV. There's so many games, but the pricing is just all over the place. I think we've seen enough for now. It's time to talk turkey.
How much would you have to have for this one?
8.
And how about on this one?
7.
7.
Okay, so this is a $30 stack, and honestly, given the value of these games, that's a decent deal, right? But that's not really the point. I came here to get a bundle price, and I'm either going to get one or I'm walking.
What about, make me a bundle deal here. What about 25 for the 3 of them? Let's make it happen. Let's move some product today.
25.
Yeah, let's do 25 for the 3.
Okay. So maybe
I'll do
you'll
that.
come back and-
Yeah, definitely.
You need a bag? Or you don't?
I'll just throw them in my pack here. That'll be fine. 10, 15, 20.
I really giving you a good deal.
I agree, yep. And hopefully we can do some more.
You know, every time.
Well, when you can do it, when you
Yeah.
got some room to
Yeah.
move.
Listen at her. She's still breaking my balls over here. Oh, it's not going to happen every time. Why not? If it doesn't happen every time, you don't sell anything. Ever. You've got to make deals, all right? That's on both sides of it. This is negotiation, all right? You're not Walmart. You've got to work with me here. But, okay, we're getting the stack for 25 bucks. That is a good deal on these 3 games. I wish we could have done more. Again, it's hard to see all this product sitting here and not be able to make moves on any of it because it's so ridiculously priced. It's not even reflecting eBay values. It's just made up numbers. It's madness. But you got to break ice with some of these resellers sometimes, because every so often they'll have something you just have to have, or something they may be undervaluing for whatever reason. We don't know how they price these things sometimes, and we don't want to leave money on the table. We want rapport with these people. If we see something we want, we have to hope that we can make deals with anybody that we see here.
Rocket League is, of course, super fun and addictive and top-notch in the competitive online department. But darn it all, it gives me awful motion sickness, and it's a shame, because I really like the game. I haven't experienced nausea like that since GoldenEye on the N64. It's gotta be the rotation and the camera angles, I don't know. Maybe I'll get used to it someday. Do you play Rocket League online? Do you like the game? Do you get car sick playing it? Comment below and let me know your experiences with this game. Splitting our cost on this bundle 3 ways, I've got $8 and change in this game, and on Switch, it sells on average for about $25. Spyro games to me have always just tried to succeed where Mario 64 sparkled, and it repeatedly falls short. It was a tough act to follow because the characters needed to establish themselves in the game, they didn't have the same years of background, and it was hard to feel invested in all the 3D platformers that came out around that time. Spyro paid his dues though, and geez, no one saw Skylanders coming. Anyway, Spyro has devoted fans, and all installments in this franchise are quick sellers. This game also sells for upwards of $25. Skate 3 is not a game I've completely explored. I've just tested it a bunch of times for resale, and I've wondered for years what keeps this game selling at its full greatest hits retail price. Skate 1 and 2 sell well too, but these aren't rare games. Once it has a greatest hits edition out, then it's obviously no secret there are a ton of copies out there. Something keeps people coming back to these. I have $8 and change in each of these bundled games. Skate 3 will sell easily for $20.
This table has some turdy bargain bin games on it, but, you know, there's a big bin beneath it. Are there other games in here? I just felt like I needed to dig through it. It's been a light day. There's some crappy dance workout games in here, you know, DDR, but, you know, one of them is sealed. You gotta look for that stuff because people are buying sealed copies of games for a lot more than the game itself would be worth pre-owned.
The movies? Oh, no, this is...
Okay.
So we're getting these two for $1 a piece. That's fine. We'll probably make something on them. The games on the table, they wanted like $5 a piece. There's just no way. That's GameStop prices. Not interested. But, you know, again, one of these dance games is sealed. You ought to be able to make $1 or $2 off of it. Man, you know, not a really heavy flow day. We didn't really get a whole lot of stuff purchased, but we did find some things with some value. And hey, you know, like I always say, there's stuff to look at, right? It's great to have so much stuff to look at. Sometimes you got to work a little harder to get the deals, but you know, I always say too, we never come away empty-handed. There's always stuff to look at, and yeah. It may have not been the best day ever, but it was a day. And I'm glad to have you along for these adventures. I hope you like what you're seeing here. What do you think about what you saw here today? What was your favorite game that you saw here today? It may not even been a game that I picked up. Did I miss anything? Let me know. Hit me up in the comment section of this video because you know that I love getting a conversation going with you right here on the Emceemur Show, something that we do a lot of. So another one in the books, many more adventures to come, so much going on. So happy to have you along for these adventures. I hope you're going to be along for each and every one of them coming up real soon. I hope you're going to drop a like on this video. Go ahead, drop a like. And if you haven't already done so, I hoop you're going to subscribe to the Emceemur Show. Be a part of our nation because we're rising up all the fantastic things we do right here on the show. You need to be a part of it. Make sure that you smack that notification bell. So you're always the first to know when new content goes live. Content just like this flea market flipping episode right here. Again, we are so ready to have more adventures and bigger scores. I'm really due to hit a big one here real soon, but nonetheless, it's great to see some of these games that we don't see a whole lot of, like that Cruis'N, and you know, just see what their values are doing in the market. You never know when you are going to walk up on some of these things. Emceemur signing off for this fantabulous adventure, and I will see each and every one of you again next time.